Alright, what's going on? Dorks and dorkettes, I'm going to teach you utility for taking A and B. I'm not going to go through everything because there's a million different strategies, but I'm going to teach you a strategy for each. The B side, it's much easier. I realize I don't have sound on. This video is going to be kind of jarring without it. Let me turn it up a little bit. At least, hold on, let me... Yeah, no, you literally can't hear that, huh? Alright, there we go. So first things first, you need mid control. I'll go over this for banana as well. But even if you're going for mid control, whoever's first in line should be throwing this. They should be throwing that. Something like that. You aim for that line, and as soon as you turn the line, you run throw while looking at that line. It'll bounce against this wall. It's not a perfect molly. Perfect would be it would land somewhere there. A little harder to figure that out, but no worries. That'll be good enough. People probably won't peek you. The point there is stopping a B rush in case you're going mid. No one's going to peek you. You got to go quick here. You're taking mid, so you need a little bit of people here. Ideally, you have one person second mid as well, watching in case they have a push. You win mid, now you go to second mid. And you have 3 smokes here. The first one you should do, you do your run throw bind. You look at the top corner of this house here. Run throw. Now let me show you what that looks like. In the end, I'll show you what everything looks like. Look how long that takes. Actually, don't know how I replayed it. I swear. I guess I must have pressed it. My no clip button's next to my. But where you smush yourself here, there's like a little mound here. You can't actually get into the corner, so you do it into the forward corner, the one that's more towards the tunnel. And you do your run throw. Then from the same spot, you do this run throw. You look at this thing, and you hit it around the second one's corner. This one's very optional. This one is not necessary by any means. Let me show you what it looks like. The reason you do this is so you have less to clear immediately before you get on site. You are invincible to pit with this smoke. Unless you're like jump peeking or coming out of apps, you don't have to worry about it, which is awesome. Because if you have, you know, these 2 smokes, it wasn't exactly that. Like, all you're doing is clearing sight. You hug this wall, you make sure no one's watching on balcony, in case you don't have someone pushing app smart, and then you clear sight, then you can clear pits. Pits. Lol, sexy, sexy, sexy. I love armpits. So after those 2, you just walk up. This one's really flexible. It doesn't seem to matter where you stand. You just throw it at this first rung in the gutter. And it does that. So to show you what all the smokes look like together, you do run throw there, do run throw there, you do standing throw here, you go push. There are flashes I'll show you in a second. Boom, boom, boom. It's just that you have to worry about. It's a beautiful system here. I guess someone might be able to position like here. So, but like I said earlier, all you're really worrying about when you peek this corner now is that area anyways. And clear sight. Having good mollies with no skybox is pretty impossible. So it's all about flashes. I'm going to teach you one flash really quick that is irrelevant to this smoke system. It's if you want to go left. You aim, so the way you line it up is you go to the top of the circle and then find a crack to the right. It doesn't have to be the exact one, honestly. And as you're looking at that, run, you right click. This is a perfect flash for, let me, I'm not sure why they don't trigger, whatever. It's good enough. Hi Nugget, can you not right now? Sorry, my kitty's in the way. Alright, but let's get to more relevant things. Just wanted to drop that. Aim at this lion's head. As you're running to take sight, the person who's doing this should be back of the pack. You aim at the lion's head and you keep following it as you run, you know what I mean? And then as soon as you cross this line, you throw it. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's still going to be great. Even though we're smoking pit off in this situation, you can see they're watching, they're flashed. They're playing this corner, waiting. This one's obvious, I don't even have to show us, I don't know why I bothered. They're flashed. They play library, they're going to be flashed. You know, if they play something like this, they're not going to get very flashed. This is a horrible angle, but people play it. Decently flashed anyways. It's going to be like goddamn every spot on the map. Their library, once again, even though this is being smoked off. Full flash. Beautiful smoke. Or beautiful flash. Honestly, like 2 people throwing that in the back of the line is phenomenal. Now, normally when you do a take like this, it's ideal to have at least 1 person apps, if not 2. This one's pretty rough. You don't have to be as precise, but like a good lineup is kind of line yourself with the edge of that and just throw in the middle of the chimney. You saw how quick I did it? I did not perfect anything. We'll do the same thing here. Not going to hit them huge. If you're here, you're totally invincible to it. But if you're watching it from this really stupid wide angle, or some people do a boost here, they're fully flashed. You're watching this angle, you're immune to it. But you're hitting a more widespread if you do both. It's not a bad thing at all, because coming out of apps, your biggest worry is hit. If they're at an angle like this, they literally can't see apps, but a lot of times pit players will play like this where they watch both and they're fucked. So all in all, we're 8 minutes in, I'm realizing. This site's a lot harder, but I want to reiterate really quick. You do top of this, run, jump, throw. You do that, run, jump, throw. You do the gutter, normal throw. Then you look at the head of this lion, throw. And boom, you've won the goddamn site. Failed that somehow. Curious how that happened. That's very interesting. That's the only time I've tested this. I mean, you see I have 25 minutes left on my timer. It was 60 minutes to start. Now for B. Same as with A. Always first person in line throws something like this. You can kind of line it up with the red. That might be a helpful indicator if you need an indicator. But you line it up with the top of that and you run throughout. You do not stop running. Speed is really urgent there. See, this one ended up totally different. Not sure why. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to teach you 2 smokes, a molly, and a bunch of flashes. This little dot here, it's like the closest big dot to this pole. You know, you can kind of see it. Well, you find it while you're crouched, look up at this wall, stand up, run, jump, throw. Immediately do this throw, just left click. No jumping at all. That one, smoke spools off perfectly. This one smokes CT off perfectly. And you're thinking, okay, a clear B site. There's still a million things. You need someone doing this. You count 1, 2, 3, 4. In between kind of the top of 4 and 5. Throw this. Look at everything this burns. This burns on top of oranges, and behind oranges, and in front of oranges. The only molly you need. No, there's a bunch of flashes. If you're the guy throwing the 2 smokes here, you can do this. Just find the light here that's above the ladder. Just throw it. Flashes are tricky in this situation because it's such a close site. Your team might push. Make sure you're not flashing your team. Look at your minimap here. The best flash in the game, aptly named God Flash, is you find the red thing here, kind of aim in the middle on the left side. It doesn't have to be perfect, and jump throw. This flash, everything is hit by it. You're watching right here, you're flashed. You're watching back here, you're flashed. You're watching spools, you're flashed. No one's reacting to that. You're playing dark. You're flashed. Playing left side new box. Flashed. Playing right side new box. Flashed. It's the best flash in the game by far. Huge one. If your team wants to go overboard, you send a third person here. So assume, they have a smoke here and your team has room to set up. You have one guy here posted up watching the smoke. One guy here with 2 smokes and a flash. One guy here with 2 flashes. One guy here with 2 flashes. One guy here with a molly. The guy here, if you just throw kind of like at the top of this scaffolding, flashes phenomenally well. You don't need that many flashes by any means. Having just I think the molly guy and the smoke guy are necessities. Smoke guy's flash is not the best. I would say at least 3 if you need to be doing anything. The least important role is this guy's flashes, because this is just so crazy how much it flashes everything. But communication is key, you know what I mean? You stand here, you find that spot, you stand up, run throw. You throw this. You say molly. That guy mollies. Obviously this is a late setup. This guy's back here still. He is jump throwing. As soon as you say molly, he's doing that. He's throwing 2 flashes. If you want to really kill with it, you drop him at least 1 more flash. So he does 3 from there. And you start pushing. He calls out how many he has. You turn the corner. I mean, you can even hug the corner here. No, you do get flashed. You get flashed from goddamn everywhere. So you go, okay, now push. They're flashed. This will be smoked. That'll be smoked. You have more as soon as you're on site here. You're not getting flashed as much. You can play like that as well. What do you call out? Flashes take the most coordination in the whole game. It's the most difficult utility by far. But this set of nades for both sites is guaranteed to win you a handful of rounds. So anyways, that was some Inferno util quick and dirty style.